I'm Father Stephen Riley. I'm recording a short series of videos to accompany us through the journey of Holy Week. And as we reach Holy Thursday, I would like, among the many choices we could have made for today, to imagine in our imagination that we are in the Garden of Gethsemane with Jesus. As always, if you'd like to sit in a chair with your back quite straight up against the back of the chair, if you put your feet on the floor and clasp your hands in your lap or put your hands on your knees. Can I ask you now to close your eyes and to keep your eyes closed for the duration of the meditation. I'd like you just to listen to the music of the piano in the background and allow it to wash over you and relax you. I'd like you to feel your feet inside your shoes. Yourself sitting on the chair and your back up against the back of the chair. Your hands resting in your lap or on your knees. Your arms against your sides. Your clothes on your shoulders. Your neck and your head. And just relax. I'd like you to imagine that you are in the holy city of Jerusalem at night time. You've just come from the Passover celebration, which you have celebrated with Jesus and the rest of his disciples. As you move through the streets, they're still busy at this time of night with all of the pilgrims who have come for the festival. You make your way out of the city through one of the city gates. And as you look out over the countryside, you can see many fires burning. Just small campfires of people who are still cooking and eating, or sitting round the fire telling stories of the great history of Israel and the release of your ancestors from slavery in Egypt. You're making your way down from the city, down into the valley, the Kidron Valley. And in one part of it you can see what they call Gehenna, the place of the rubbish dump, with its permanent fires. And the fires are growing strongly tonight. You can see some of the people there scavenging or throwing the rubbish into the fires. What else do you see? As you look up to the sky, maybe the stars, even the Milky Way, perhaps the moon. What do you hear? It's very quiet, but perhaps you still hear some of the hubbub of the city. Or the hushed voices of the people huddling round the campfires as you pass them. Or maybe the voices of your companions and Jesus talking. Can you smell some of the food that's cooking? What do you feel? Perhaps a sense of pride at having celebrated the Passover, or maybe something of the foreboding, the strangeness of what Jesus said as he took the bread and wine. Perhaps there's a sense of foreboding from going down into the valley and the uncertainty of the future. As they reach the bottom of the valley, Jesus leads you into a small garden. It's right beside the road. In fact, you passed it coming down the slope on Palm Sunday. But it's quite private and hidden. With the torch which is in your hand, you can make out some of the beautiful old olive trees. And you go and feel the sturdiness of the branches. They're rough to your touch, but they give a sense of stability in this situation which is unfolding and changing hour by hour. And Jesus turns to you and your companions and says, pray now for deliverance and peace. He asks you to wait, and he moves forward to another part of the garden, and you and your companions sit, and you do try to pray. You had been singing psalms of praise just as you left the upper room, but your prayer is different now. A bit more somber, a bit more uncertain, but sincere. What do you want to pray to God for now? Your companions start to fall asleep. They have eaten well tonight, and they grow drowsy. But you feel quite awake. So you go to look for Jesus. You see him by the light of a torch which is planted beside him. He's kneeling and praying. He looks very distressed. There's sweat on his forehead. There are tears rolling down his cheek. And he's praying out loud, Father, let this cup pass from me. What do you feel when he says that? Do you understand what he's saying? What is this cup? But then he adds, not my will, but your will be done. But you've never seen Jesus like this before. You're so used to him being strong, purposeful, in control of events. And here he seems afraid weak, fragile. And you want to go up and to put your arm around him, to comfort him. But you don't want to startle him. He hasn't noticed that you're here watching. So you just sit and keep him company. Time passes, a whole hour. Look at Jesus as he prays and try to pray with him. What is your prayer to God? Your prayer with Jesus, for Jesus, on this night? Finally, he turns to you. He seems to have finished praying. He looks into your eyes, says your name, and says, "Thank you. Thank you for staying here with me, for praying with me, for watching 1 hour with me." Is there anything you want to say to him now? He gets up and makes his way back towards the disciples. And you're left alone in the garden. Look around you at this beautiful place. But a place of some bitterness tonight. Feel the chill which has descended on you from the night air. Look up to the sky, to the countless stars there. And raise a final prayer to God that you might remain faithful to Jesus in the days to come, that you might accompany him as his friend and disciple and brother and sister. And in your own time, you can be aware of yourself and your own surroundings at home or elsewhere. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. Thank you for taking part in this meditation, and I'll see you soon.